Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a start menu in 3D using Unity Game Engine. Now, with this being said, you're going to need a few things. I'm going to show you how to do the scripting and everything and how to add everything in, but well, I guess let's just get started. First thing you're going to need is a main camera, or at least a camera that you have assigned your vision to, so that you can see what's going on when you click the play button. Other than that, you're just going to need, on the most basic level, you're just going to need text, like 3D text. But if you want to get your stuff looking a little nicer, you're going to want to add maybe some terrain and a what's that thing called? A cube or another plane. So let's go ahead and add terrain really quick. Let's say terrain, create terrain. We'll go ahead and move it to underneath our camera and change the look of the terrain so that it looks green. So let's go to here, down, edit textures, add texture. Let's see, where's my textures? There we go, add, and now it's green. So now we have our terrain down. Now we're going to go ahead and add another game object, create other, and it's going to be a cube. Then we're just going to, I'm just going to zoom in so I can see it, and I'm going to resize the cube so that it's good and tall. So let's go ahead and resize that this way, make it wider, and that should be plenty wide. So let's go ahead and rotate this and move it a bit farther back from the camera so that we can see what we're working with. So now if I click on the camera, I should be able to view this box here, or the cube. So if you can't see it, that means your render distance is set too short and you need to get the box a little closer to your camera. And then the next thing we're going to do is just add some color to the cube so that we can tell that we're looking at the cube and not just empty background. Now if we look at that, we can see. So let's move our camera up and a bit farther back so that we can actually tell that we're looking at the board itself. Okay, now we're good to go. Now what we're going to add is some text so that we can use this in our main menu. So let's go ahead and say create game object, create other, 3D text. Let's go ahead and move this over and then switch camera orientation so we can move it back by our background there. So whoops. Alright, so now we're good to go on that. We can see the hello world option on our thingamajig, or I should say on our camera. Yeah, so of course you can do this with multiple list items. I guess I'll show you that in this video, so let's go ahead and just duplicate this text one more time. So let's say duplicate. We're going to move this up above the other one, and I'm going to change the text to say options, and then I'm going to change this text to say I'm on the cube. I'm going to change this text to say quit game. So quit game. And there you have it. So now let's go ahead and get to our scripts. I already have the scripts written, but I am going to explain them to you guys, and I will put it in the description for you guys to copy. Let's just go in and start editing the main menu script. Basically the way this works is you have a couple of variables at the top. You don't need 3 for this because there is no start game function. There is just an options menu and a quit function. So you're not going to need all 3, but if you want to type in all 3, that's probably better for your custom menu. You don't need the cam rotate down or cam to rotate because those are for my next tutorial for you guys, so don't worry about those. Function, on mouse enter, and then open and close parentheses, open and close brackets. Basically that just means when your mouse enters the text, or at least when your mouse enters whatever this script is attached to, the render material .color is going to change to red, and then on mouse exit, which means when the mouse leaves, it renders it white. Now remember that this is just the script. This is not changing the actual text. So if I added this to my terrain, and I moused over the terrain, it would actually change the terrain color. It's not limited to text, but that's what we're using for our main menu. So now on mouse up, if isQuit is true, I'll show you what that means in a minute. Application.quit. That just means exit the application. And if options is true, then this goes into an entire options menu that I have not set up yet. So you guys don't have to worry about that. But if you had an options menu to go to, you might want to do it through here. And then if start game is true, then application.load level 1. And I have not added level 1, so we don't get to see it go. But we do, however, get to see the application quit. So, and then function update, you don't need that. That's just a check for a button key down. So if you wanted to make this menu callable by a key down, all you'd have to do is say if input.getKey and in parentheses keycode.escape, then what happens? And then you can do application.quit or mainMenu.show, whatever you want to do. And mainMenu.show will not work, but you can call the function from there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go back into Unity, and I'll show you how to add these to our text options here. We're just going to go ahead and drag and drop this into each of our text items so that each one has it, and then you can just click on them and scroll all the way down, and you can see that it's now here. And then the variables that I showed you guys earlier were basically booleans. They said, is this quit? Yes or no. Is it options? Yes or no. Is it start game? Yes or no. Now if you have like a fourth one, like like sound settings or something, you may want to call that sound settings. Is it sound settings? So basically you can check these if it is or is not. So this is the options, and this bottom this bottom one here is the quit game function. So is quit is true, and again, don't worry about the cam rotate down or cam 2 rotate, because those are for another tutorial. So with that being said, this is pretty much done. We do, however, need to add to both of these a box collider. The reason we add a box collider is because that's the only way that this text will sense that our mouse is over it. So let's go to component, and let's say physics and box collider here, and then there you have it. And you can change the size and location of this by going down into the box collider settings and changing that, but I'm not worried about it. And then we're going to go back to component again, go to physics, go to box collider on the other set of text, and there you have it. So now both of these have box colliders. They will both be able to sense when we're over them, and they will both do something when we click. So if I start this up now, guys, I had a small error. It turns out that when I put the text in, I put it in behind my my cube here, but since it's text, it shows through, so I thought it was in front of it. So in order to fix this, I'm gonna move the cube behind my text and test it again, and then this time it should work. So if I hover over these, yep, they're changing colors. So
Anti-fail.
yeah, that was like, took me 5 minutes to find that too. I was like, wow. But anyways, if you click on these right now, unless you have it set up to do an animation or something, they're not going to do anything, because the quit game function will not run in debug mode, and I don't know if the start menu will, or the start game function will, but you can test it, and I haven't yet, but it should work. And other than that, that's basically how you create your main menu. And in the next video, I'll be showing you how to add an animation to one of these, or pretty much any trigger that you want, so that you can trigger something over here and cause an animation to happen over there. So other than that, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.